because record-wise, you look at it and you're like, State's going to win this game, but Florida State is a much better team than what it seems on paper right now. So, and these are the games, State can't afford to lose games they're supposed to win at this point.
Boy, they are right there on the edge when it comes to look. Don't you lose?
But you know what?
That's right.
Unfortunately,
don't you lose.
These are the games that they lose, though. I mean, seriously. I
hope this is not the year.
I hope this is different.
Right.
This time. It's different.
I mean, this is State. This happens every year.
I'll be the good luck charm.
Well, we say the same thing. Well, never mind. That's a lie. I ain't never said that about Clemson. Let me stop. I say the same thing about Clemson. We never said that.
No.
Well, you know what though? The fact that State came out of Wake Forest with a win on Saturday, that was huge, especially the way they executed down the stretch, and DJ Burns kind of taking over in the second half of that game. You could say that was a game that they would typically lose, especially because it was Wake Forest, and Wake Forest has been a notorious spoiler for NC State in the past. So, you might want to say it's different this year.
Okay,
that's right.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's going to play out that way.
Well, we got our fingers, legs, and toes crossed.
No, we're talking to Shootaround with CL Brown, talking a little ACC basketball. I want to go back to UNC versus Pitt. UNC has two really big games coming up this week. Have you heard anything update on injuries? I saw where RJ Davis is listed as possible. He should be playing Wednesday, but what about Nance? Have you heard anything on the injuries?
Well, on the coaches teleconference yesterday, Hubert Davis said that, he would be surprised if Puff plays. Puff has had that knee soreness, kind of a recurring situation for him come up, and he missed the game at Syracuse. He missed the game against NC State. So, this could possibly be his third straight game, missing, which is really unfortunate for him because, he's basically from Pittsburgh. He's from the greater Pittsburgh area.
That's right.
And in that game they lost at Pitt, he didn't play a lot. I think he played 2 or 3 minutes in that game. So I know he's going to hate missing another one. So you would imagine if there's any way he can get on the court, he's going to try and do it. But as I said, Hubert said he was essentially doubtful for this game. So, but that's really the only one. He also said R.J. Davis is probably going to still have a black eye from his collision with Judah Mintz at the end of the Syracuse game.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even say his collision. It was more like Mintz's elbow meeting, his eye.
His eye just got in the way. Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah.
We talked to CL Brown, News Observer, Shootaround CL Brown. I'm going to take a little left-hand turn here in just a little bit. CL, we lost Billy Packard since last time we talked, and I'm curious, just your comments. A lot of people, some newcomers to the area probably don't know what he did here in the ACC. I'm curious. I get some thoughts from you on Billy Packard. Yeah,
Billy Packard was a real one, and a lot of people probably don't know that or don't want to acknowledge it because they may have been on the wrong side of something he said during the game, commentating, and they didn't like. I mean, he was polarizing in that respect that he called it like he saw it.
Yep.
So if that hurts your feelings, then you're just gonna have hurt feelings. Because he wasn't backtracking. He was real like that. But I got to interview him. I was one of those people who, as a kid, would be like, man, I can't stand Billy Packard. You know what I mean? But as I got older, I understood what he did a lot better and really have a lot of respect for him for the way he stood up for Charlie Davis at Wake Forest. He was Wake Forest's first black player. He basically said, in an interview I read many years later that Billy Packard was one of the main reasons he came to Wake Forest because, when they were recruiting him, Packard basically opened his door, and made him feel right at home. But in subsequent years, there was some job, I don't even remember what it was. There was some job that Charlie Davis was trying to get at Wake Forest, and Billy advocated for him, and Charlie Davis didn't get it.
Right.
And Packer at that point turned his back, like, I'm not going to have anything to do with. He was at that time already in the Wake Forest Hall of Fame, and he basically was like, I'm not going to have anything to do with that, because of how he felt like they treated Charlie Davis.
Oh, that's
and
special.
So I always respected the way he stood up, for Charlie Davis like that, and he will be missed. He was one of those dudes who I felt like saw the game and could see things before it actually happened. Like, you're watching the game and he can feel the trend coming, and whether it was a run, whether it was a player getting hot or whatever, he had a crazy knack for that. So
interesting.
He's definitely part of how the ACC, how I came up watching ACC basketball, and he'll be missed.
I tell you, as you were saying that, CL, I was also reminded he was involved with Clarence Brickhouse Gaines and trying to get Winston-Salem State and Wake Forest together a couple of times back in the day too. So that was interesting.
He used to sneak over there when still segregated. They would go play. He would go play over at Winston-Salem State. He would go watch games back when Cleo Hill. Was playing, because it was one of those things. Obviously, there was no internet. There's no, you can't look on IG and see his clips. So, he heard a lot about this guy and how good he was as a player, and he wanted to go see him. So back then he said he hitchhiked, across town to Winston-Salem State to watch him play. And Big House saw him there basically as one of the, if not the only white guy in the arena. Yeah. And Big House brought him over by Winston-Salem State's bench, and and also looked out for Billy, So
oh wow, that's good.
It was just a neat thing.
Oh man, we're ending. That's a great story, man. Wow. That's oh man, it was unbelievable. See, we appreciate you as always,
Thank
man.
You
Thanks
so
for jumping
much.
on with us this morning, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
That was cool. Yeah,
that was really good.
I'm glad I asked that
Great
question
info.
because he and CL grew up in Winston-Salem, so he was right there tied right with it because that's what Billy Packer played at Wake Forest, things of that nature.